Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
What are some of the things that indicate a 1970s style strip club?
The age of the dancers.
Yes.
Well,
That's a joke. I'm sorry.
Mike's admitted to being in a few, and I'm sure we can remind him.
Sometimes with all the crap we give you in and around this show, I think you forget how valued you are as a human being to both Oscar and myself.
You're very kind.
And the
Thank
fact
you.
that, you have a birthday and you're
As a
here,
human being, you're a 10 out of 10.
It
As a
is
coworker,
really,
7.
Well,
Seven.
you could,
A rough 7.
yeah, you could take a lesson.
OTP.
Yeah, you know me.
Well done, well done, well done.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Stillwater, Oklahoma, Catawba, Virginia, Walden, Wisconsin, Tarababa, Nevada, Flat Rock, North Carolina, and St. Lucia in the Windward Islands of the Caribbean, the Lesser Antilles. It's Catawba, Virginia.
Yes.
It is Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, and it is Tonopah,
Yes.
Nevada.
Yes.
Those are the real places that we have. Interesting names this week. Great to have you with us on the Mike O'Mara Show. Very, very fun day today. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be very, very topical and trendy
Topicality.
today. Because that's what we are all about. We are all about topicality and trendiness.
I thought we were about irreverent humor
Perhaps that as well.
and wit.
I thought
I
we
don't
were
know.
the educational podcast.
Well, we can be educational.
Yes.
Occasionally. By the way, speaking of education, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but I will since you mentioned education. This week, watching the very school-marmish Mayim Bialik hosting
She's
Jeopardy.
Everywhere, is she not?
Not a fan.
You know what? I agree. I concur.
Not a fan of Jeopardy because of one thing.
What's that?
A slight delay on the answer.
I've noticed this. I've noticed
and
this.
it is maddening. It's like she checks herself, but Alex Trebek, God rest his soul, never hesitated.
Maybe
it was bingo.
It's the millennial pause.
What's that?
Maybe it is the what a nice name for it. Maybe
Right?
it is the
Is that a
millennial
thing?
pause.
Yeah, it's a thing. If you watch, it's funny. I think I was the only one that was self-aware of it
Yeah.
here when I was talking to the Matt and Shannon. When you watch Reels or TikToks or any videos on your Facebook, there's two distinct differences between this Gen Z and millennials that when you watch their videos that you'll actually notice now that I tell you this.
Okay.
That millennials seem to pause before they start speaking as like if they're waiting for the camera to start rolling. And Gen Zers, they just start talking right as the camera comes on and you're recording.
Right.
Yeah, with the millennial, you'll see. Hi, everybody. I'm here like that. And
Or
and
even
it's
worse.
really their version of
Yes.
the old people compared to the new
Yes.
Even worse, you'll see them like lean away and then come back because they've hit start on the camera. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
but that's different, right? That's just your logistics of how you operate. It's more about when you see, especially when you're recording yourself,
Yeah.
that pause. Now, I am no better than any other millennial out there that's pausing. I just asked Matt to trim it up at the front.
Yeah.
So he can actually make the whole team look better than actually.
And
the
I
actual
paused
pause.
for the average. We added it up last year, 6 minutes.
Yeah, but Mike, but
before
but
speaking.
as a talk show host, it's like there's a rhythm, ba 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 ba,
Absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And Bialik, she's waiting. With respect to her, I imagine she's waiting for the line to end, let it breathe like in TV, and then her answer. Like there's
You know
a
what
rhythm.
I've never asked you? You know what I've never asked you in all the years we've been doing the show, either one of you?
What?
There is, very slight, but there, much like when you see somebody communicating on CNN from a foreign land, there is a tiny, tiny, tiny little delay.
Sure.
And when I watch the replays of the show, I find it, and I do the show, I find it basically imperceptible. I find that, there's only one part where I perceive it. It's when I play the sounder for Rob, and Rob comes in probably in his ears right after it, but he doesn't come in over it. So it appears to me to be a delay when the music ends and he's 1,000 to 1,000. But I never perceive it. Do you guys perceive?
No. Your timing's so great. We've worked with each other for so long.
I think we
don't edit it in post.
I think we've also sort of fallen into it. I think it was a little odd the first time we did you're there and we're here. I think it was a little weird when it first started, but we've fallen into it.
That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And the technology has gotten so much better.
It has.
And infrastructure-wise. Mike, we used to have to stop down the show. And for you radiophiles out there, or podcast files
my God, it was horrible for a while.
No less than when Mike first moved to Florida, and this is an average. It could have been far worse, a low average.
And it was seasonal.
4 to 5 times per show. Where, majority
in February, in the middle of February to the beginning of March.
Because the infrastructure was not there to carry a high fidelity broadcast. So we'd end up getting a lot of signal interference.
The best thing is when you actually had subscribed to 2 different internet companies, and we'd basically flip a coin to see which one we're going to try today.
Xfinity.
Yeah, let's switch over and see if we do any better.
We're in such a better place now.
We really are.
I have a question for you. What is the big orange wheels of cable? Is that fiber optic? When I see that on the side of the road, when I see those giant big wheels that are spooling out.
If it's not fiber, then it might be electrical. But if it's fiber,
it's fiber optics.
I
think that's what
they're burying it, right?
Yeah, well, they're burying a lot of stuff down in Fort Myers Beach. There's a big story about
a lot of holes in the desert.
Well, they're burying the infrastructure because of the hurricane and the grid. And they, in areas like where I live, where everything is underground, we do better than areas where you've got the old phone poles. You'll see that everywhere.
Where I grew up, we had phone poles, and I mean, we would see wires.
We still have them. In Olney?
Yeah, that's
my mom says
power outages all the time with stuff above ground.
She's like, why didn't they just bury these? I said, Mom, Olney's like 30, 40 years old.
Yeah, our neighborhood was older than that, so I mean, it was crazy.
I'd like to talk about something before we get to our little study in social media. I would like to get to a little something about me.
Please. Oh, good.
Tomorrow and Friday for the bonus show, Robin and Oscar will be covering for me once a year. The thing I look forward to more than anything all year is this golf tournament at my old Happy Valley. Not old Happy Valley. It used to be Cocoonville.
Right.
And I get over to Cocoonville and I see my mates, and it is known as a member guest, an invitational, what have you.
A PGA scramble.
And the difference is this year, one of my buddies, who I hang with down here, who I have dinner a lot with, he and his wife, my friend John, has invited me to participate. So I'm extremely excited. And it comes once a year, and people come from all over the country to play in this thing. And I got my back right for it, and I'm thrilled to death. But I have to say, and I don't expect any sympathy from anybody for this, but this is once a year. This is once a year where it is me. It is me. It is not my wife. It is not my son. It is not my show. It is me, and it is fun, and I throw caution to the wind. Now, they are all in here this morning breakfasting, and that's okay.
The whole family.
Because no, not the family, the people participating in the event.
Oh, okay.
They're here this morning breakfasting. I saw the schedule and realized that I can knock out one show. But in a perfect world, it would have been, nice to meet everybody like everybody else, but I'm not retired and I'm still working and I don't see any sign of stopping, so that's fine. However, Mrs. O'Mara, who takes my kid, and by the way, I'm up at 5 o'clock. I'm preparing my son's breakfast. I am walking. I'm doing all of my duties. When there are people that are my age that fly in from different parts of the country that are, how would I say this delicately, without you guys having to edit? They basically have 4 days of f***ing off.
No need to edit that.
So here it is. Last night, Mrs. O'Mara, what was the comment that was made? Mrs. O'Mara jumped out of the workforce for approximately 7 years to
To raise Michael.
Be
Raise a child.
stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
raise our son. I was happy that she could do it. She has recently plunged, as many of you know, back into the workforce to be a participant financially in our world, which comes at a very good time because
She started her own
inflation-
business.
Yeah.
Started her own business.
Yeah.
She's doing very well with it. I believe last night something was said where it kind of stopped the room. And it was something along the lines of, I have to work. I'm not playing golf all day. And I looked over to her, and she may have seen the look in my eye. And I didn't say anything. I did it with pantomime, where I looked at our son. I looked at the TV, and I went. Then I went like this, indicating everything around you.
Wow, this is
Everything
this is a Fantana playbook.
where you live.
Winner.
Where you live. And then these words came out of my mouth where I said, "How dare you?"
Oh, you threw the gauntlet down.
You didn't strike her, did you?
No,
No,
Good
of course
man,
not.
good man. I know you're not the type
National
of man.
Women's Day
It
or
is.
Women's Month or something.
No, it's
like
Women's
that.
Day.
But anyway,
You're
those
married.
comments.
You're married.
The idea, and we can all relate to this. Rob and I have talked about it multiple times. You have talked about Oscar.
Yes.
The same thing. What I'm doing right now,
Yes.
as it
That's
has
work.
been the case
That's work.
forever.
Yeah.
No, it is not considered that by my wife.
No.
Not at all. It is not ever registered. It's a party. It's an absolute la party. Okay? So the idea that I had taken my son to school 30 minutes and home
Right.
from school 30 minutes
Right.
and done Mr. Mom tasks, taking the garbage in, the barrels,
Yes.
cleaning the kitchen and do that. That did not register. What I got was, if I was golfing all day
Oh,
and I'm working. So anyway, and she likes what she does. by
Let
the way.
me let me be clear.
I haven't finished yet, by the way.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
That's all right. Go ahead. You can interrupt me. That's all right. She does.
I usually would jump in here and say, Mike, you're my hero. You finally stood up for yourself. You know, all those years of her taking you to the hospital, bringing you home, caring for you, nursing you back to health. Like, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. That
Wow.
doesn't pay the bills.
wow.
But today I don't say that. I don't say that out loud. And I'm not going to give
Although you just said
I'm not
it.
going to give you a high five.
Right.
Because
Maybe because I wasn't allowed to finish before you began to dig your fingernail into the scab and pull with reckless abandon. Let me finish. So, I am knowing that at the end of this broadcast, it is, and by the way, still, I will not be whisking off to see my mates. No, it is, I had to reschedule because of my myriad of medical issues. I have to
Understood.
reschedule the place because
Your
I can't put a
shots.
needle
Yeah,
in my own
Schwartz.
arm. So it's off to that, and it's going to be tight, but hopefully I'm going to make it. It's rush. Which, by the way, anyone who knows anything about the game of golf knows that rush is not the way to do it.
Oh,
It's
not the
that's
best
how
way
you
to
have
get
the
there.
worst round of your life.
Bad frame of
Poor
mind.
me. All I'm saying is that one time during the entire year, there's one time where I truly get excited about
Your own
3
life.
days,
Mhm.
3 days
Yeah.
of me.
Yeah.
So the phone rings shortly before I'm coming in here to the studio, and this is the phone call. All right. Do you know it's teacher conference Friday and Monday?
Oh.
My son has the day off on Friday and Monday because the aforementioned F off, what better way than to sit down with a couple of parents and then take a powder? you
Yeah,
know? Go
sure.
get your nails
No,
done.
teachers
Go have
need
some fun.
admin days.
I know they do. Shut up. I know they do. I'm just pissed.
I'm just with big
So I know what's going to happen.
What will happen?
I have scheduled, because my back is better, I am back to my regular schedule.
Right.
And after this weekend, I'm on my regular schedule where I work. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do pick up, drop off. And on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that's how we divide it. But I know I know that because I've already scheduled with my regular mates that I'm going to catch an amazing amount of poo from Mrs. U. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm not changing the schedule. I'll figure it out.
And I will
figure it out.
Not drinking Merlot.
I will not drink Merlot. So anyway, I'm feeling this mixture of Irish guilt combined with, is it really? And by the way, when I go over to the land of la la la, and I see 28-year-olds that are just like la 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 la, where I wouldn't have been able to participate in something like that when I was 28 to save my ass.
Most of us won't ever.
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
This is true. So I'm feeling just a little bit frustrated. Not put upon, because I'm not put upon. I have a great life. I have a fantastic life. However, I make it really clear. I make it really, really clear that these are 3 days of me. And in your case, gentlemen, I said 4 days, but then the schedule worked out, which I was happy about because I like having getting the Wednesday show out before I move on. And that's fine. Well, then fine. Stop it. That's your passive aggressive BS right there.
No, it's
You're
not.
trying. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We appreciate it.
No, Mike,
That's like saying we appreciate you doing your job.
Mike,
I'm wrecked with guilt, Rob Spiewak.
You mustn't be. And we do appreciate you coming in today. And you are a little... You're a little keyed up right now.
But a marriage...
You mustn't interpret what I said as aggressive in any way.
5 years
or otherwise.
5 years into maybe an okay marriage. I don't know if it's blissful. I can tell you this, Mike. And young,
talking about your own marriage or mine?
And young Buck Marco, listen up, buddy. He's in another room. He's an intern.
Hi, Marco.
Yeah.
So, what I have found is that the ledger is much like working in radio. A marriage ledger is like a radio ratings book. What have you done for me lately?
Most of you may not know that when we were working for the great god of radio, and we still do, out at the ratings powerhouse, by the way, KCJJ, the mighty AM 1630, where the pressure of ratings doesn't exist because they kill.
Yeah.
They do really, really well, and they have for years. However, when we were back slaying the dragon in Washington, D.C., or the transient market, where they put in a new rating system, and for the next 10 years, one station, WTOP, was number one every week with almost the same share.
Yeah, with a ribbon on it.
Not that I question it. But anyway, the old system was, you get somebody who was a hyper fan.
Personality-driven radio.
Personality-driven radio. You get somebody who was a hyper fan, and they were keeping logs of their listening habits, and they could benefit you.
Right.
And it was kind of like playing the lottery. It was fun.
Yeah,
and it was once a month.
But they now reward passive listening, which is why Christmas stations do so well.
Now it's every week.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's every week.
It's been every week forever.
Yes.
Where I
but
tell
that's
people
what a
this.
marriage is.
What have you done for me lately?
What have you done for me lately? It doesn't matter. The way I feel about the overall ledger in life for Shannon and I, it's not a competition. I love taking care of her. But she doesn't look back at those like full scholarship days.
No.
Yeah, there is no acknowledgement this week.
No.
That the kitchen has never been cleaner.
No, yeah.
What there is acknowledgement of is, can you take the dog out?
I'm fine with that.
The tone is such at 6:30 at night when my fat ass is in my chair,
right,
and I believe my duties have been completed for the day. The tone is, can you take the dog out? That is a tone that says, have you taken the dog out 6 times already today so you can watch him sniff other dogs' grass shavings where their little asses have been?
This is a sad statement, but I'll share with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
3 weeks ago, I looked at Shannon and I said, can you just be nicer to me?
How'd that go?
Have we all said that?
Well, I just felt like I had to.
Rob is silent.
I had to.
That's
no,
when Rob,
no. He knows.
Rob, have you
Carrie
never
will
said
hit him
that?
harder if he ever said anything.
You know
That's
what?
right.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Rob is he doesn't.
No
one.
No.
Nobody.
One,
under any circumstances is ever let in, nor will they ever be.
No.
But we have successfully been married for over 26 years.
Yeah, but successful due to your passivity. Probably
Yeah.
you're working on
Spoken
borrowed
like
time.
a
And if you
jealous
were,
man. Like a jealous man.
what, that you're passive?
No, that I've made my marriage last.
I've made my marriage last.
the most recent one, yeah.
Technically.
But
for-
would it
it's
be
a
accurate to
scoreboard.
say, as your wife has said to us, that Rob doesn't let anybody in, right? You keep all of your true feelings
Right.
are buried.
Sure.
Would I be accurate with that?
I think that's pretty true.
I think
You're like a
that's
Care Bear
pretty
whose
true.
star's
But
broken.
you know what, Mike?
Never shines.
This is a fascinating conversation, but we have a guest we need to call.
Speaking of, finding women that love you.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, why didn't you tell me that before the show
'Cause
started?
we're on the
I
roll.
forgot completely.
On the roll.
Oh, no, we just gotten going. So it's
All right,
9:30
let's
Pony if
call
you
our
can
guest.
dial him
Well,
up.
you should have. There's the aforementioned passivity. He was supposed to be on at 9, right?
9:30.
9:30.
All right, 9:30. Let's call our guest. Who is our guest? Introduce him. I don't have any other paper.
I will.
You set the whole thing up.
Okay.
Hello, John Gallagher.
Hi, John Gallagher. It's Rob Spiewak with the Mike O'Mara Show. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. We're going to take a moment to introduce you. Mike, this is John B. Gallagher. He is the president of Vixen's Fort Myers Beach, LLC.
My man.
And he is the guy that is responsible for erecting that tent over the destroyed strip club that we discussed earlier in the
He's
week.
building Fort Myers back better.
Yeah, he replaced Fantasies on the Beach.
Fort Myers, we are based in Washington, D.C., but I live right here in Estero, Florida, and I want to say thank you for coming on our show. It's a pleasure to have you on. How are you, John?
Well, thank you, Mark. Glad to be here.
Mike.
Yes, Mike, sorry.
But listen, John, I have to ask you. So first of all, as background for the joint, I remember the little joint that was on the way to the bridge into Fort Myers Beach, and I believe the original name of the joint was called Fantasies, right?
And that's correct. And it was there for more than 20 years. And,
20 years. Yes, I remember. I remember it well, and I may have found myself in there on more than one occasion.
Well, God bless you. But anyway, we purchased the club in July of this year for multiple millions of dollars. And then, unfortunately, 2 months later, we had 10 foot of water and it got washed away.
Now, the structure, if I remember correctly, did the entire, I think it was a concrete block construction. It was flooded, obviously. The area that he's referring to is a strip of land right down near Fort Myers Beach, an area that was absolutely decimated with storm surge. Did the structure itself get, I know the inside got flooded. Did the structure itself get knocked down during that flooding?
Yeah, the county and our engineers determined it was not salvageable, so we had to bulldoze it. Yeah.
All right. So this is where I pick up the story where I'm watching the news the other night, and they're talking about you. They're quoting you during this story because you are you're an attorney, correct?
That's correct.
And you are an owner of a series of these clubs, and you've purchased it, and you have, through some amazing work, it's got to be legal, I would think, you have gotten a permit where you can put a gentleman's club under a tent right down near Fort Myers Beach. And all I said was to my guys, we have to get this man on the show. How in a million years were you able to get a permit to do that? I can't imagine anybody
it's ingenious.
in any other
It is
municipality
ingenious, yeah.
allowing you to do that. How did that work?
Well, first of all, you got to hand it to the county. The county did not let us cut any corners. Okay, that's number one. So we had to build ramps. We had to have generators. We had to have air conditioning. We had to have lights in the parking lot. We had to have a stationary firm floor, etc. So they let us cut no corners, but they did work with us, and they were professional about it. And hey, adult entertainment may not be everybody's cup of tea, but right now on Fort Myers Beach, we need hundreds and hundreds of carpenters, electricians, sheetrockers, masonry guys. And if they're not having a little fun, we're not going to get our place rebuilt.
I like John already.
I do
everybody.
too.
I like
do
John.
too.
John, I have to tell you, and I'm going to say this only in the nicest possible way. As I said, over the years, and I've been coming down here since 2002. Over the years, John, I may have found myself in that joint twice, but I remember one time. John, I hope I know this is prior to your ownership, but John, I would not have described the place quality-wise as the finest gentleman's club that I have ever set foot in. Yes,
and you would be correct. It was a 70s style strip club, and what we bring to the table is more of a Las Vegas style cabaret.
Good man.
Where we're having high-end table service, modern facility, renowned DJs, where we have an entertainment destination attracting the highest quality demographic. That's what we're shooting for. We always were shooting for that. We had to put several more $1 million to get there, and that's what we're going to do.
Now, when you rebuild, I also saw in the news story that you're going to be rebuilding this as well. You mentioned the Las Vegas style places that are pretty opulent and they're pretty.
Good word.
How is this going to, Oscar? You know the names of these places better than I do.
Oh, Spearmint Rhino.
How will it compare to those kind of joints we see? Will it be kind of a marquee destination when all is said and done?
Yes, it will be a marquee destination. And for example, we have a Vixen's in Fort Lauderdale that's very representative of what we're going to hit, and we have DJs, we have bands playing there, we have fire shows, we have all these things going on to make it a more entertainment venue than just simply a strip club.
I love it.
I mean, I think it was nowhere. Rob, I know you had a question. There's nowhere to go but up with that joint.
Yeah.
And I'm psyched for it.
And I think it's very cool that what you're building is sort of a flagship for your series, because you can start from the ground up here and make it exactly what you want. But I'm curious, when you say a 1970s style strip club, what are some of the things that indicate a 1970s style strip club?
The age of the dancers.
Yes.
Well,
That's a joke. I'm sorry.
Mike's admitted to being in a few, and I'm sure we can remind him dark, dingy places where questionable things happen. That's not what we're about at all.
Okay.
I'm on your website now. I can see the class. They've got some aerial shows. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to ask about the business savvy that comes into this, and all joking aside, the idea that you have a built-in market, you saw that there was a void, you're building something to stimulate the economy on Fort Myers Beach in some capacity. The gentlemen that are down there and they're tired of Tinder and bucket bunnies, maybe they can go have some wholesome fun at your place.
Well, that's right. But let's put this in its place. This 10 operation is not a money-making operation. I mean, when you add up the cost of what it took to put this together.
Well, it's going to take some time, clearly.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is more a fun operation. I mean, we're here trying to have a little fun in a place that's been beat up pretty bad for the last 5 months. And if we can have a little fun and put some smiles on people's faces, even though we're not really making money doing it, then we've done our job.
Let me tell you why what John says is true, because I was watching the news story and they were mentioning the money that has been put to purchasing the property to start with, and then the money that's going to be involved in the rebuild with that. You're looking at a long-term plan as far as profitability. It would be many, many, many years down the road. Is that accurate?
And that's correct.
Well, I think that it's kind of cool. Now, the last news story I saw about it, everything gets up. You open for limited hours every week in the tent, and you're calling the place. Is it Vixen's? Vixen's 2? What's the name of the joint, John?
It's going to be Vixen's, be known as Vixen's on the beach.
Vixen's on the beach.
Okay.
Any neighborhood flag? It's really not in an area that is anything other than commercial the way I would describe it down there. Any flack from putting the tent up yet? Or because I saw there might have been a problem, or is everything going okay so far?
There's been a lot of positive response. a lot of positive response. Everybody I've talked to has been in favor of it 100%. They were glad to have a place to go get a beer finally. And so it's worked out quite well. Now, our hours are limited to midnight. We try not to make too much noise after 9 o'clock. So we're being responsible neighbors, but because we have a tent and not a facility, as we ultimately will. But yes, we're of course being reasonable, but I think the neighborhood likes having a place to go for a change.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And you know what? In this particular show, what John said at the beginning, as far as the guys that are down here from all around the United States of America that are down here, the hard-working guys, construction guys, and debris removal guys, and electricians, contract, everybody.
Sure.
They're all coming from all over the place, and I think it's kind of a cool idea. And I just think it's amazing.
Need a little shot in the arm sometimes too.
Grandpa can come up from from his little split level and pop in there. John, is there anything else? We're here to support you. I got the guys coming down to visit me in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to see if I can talk my wife into letting me take the boys down to your tent. I'd like to do that.
Well, first of all, it is certainly a place where you can bring your wife. Okay.
Okay.
And everything will be fine. She'll feel safe. That's the idea. Secondly, Mike, we're going to be open. We're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays from approximately noon until midnight. And if you come down, I'll buy the first beer.
Look at this guy.
Oh, how
John,
sweet.
it's nice of you. Listen, we joke and we have a lot of fun with this story, but I have to also tell you, anybody that's been down there, and I've taken video down there, and I've been down there multiple times, we're talking about an area that was absolutely wrecked. And he's absolutely right. If it's a little fun, and when I saw this story, I think there are an awful lot of people out there that probably cracked a smile when they saw this news story.
You're reinvesting.
And it is a loss leader for you right now. And good luck, John, in the future. Thank you for taking the time to come on with us. And good luck with Vixens on the Beach. I will watch the progress with tremendous interest, John. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Have a good day,
guy.
sir.
Great.
That's fun. That's
fantastic.
Listen, I think that he's so right when you look at an area that has been wrecked, and the idea that he was able to pull this off. This is a conservative area.
Yeah.
This is an area that just had the
I saw the story
school board last night was voting for a Guardian program. Yeah. Let the Richard Jewells come in with their sidearms into the school. You know, the guys that are working. Yes. But anywho, at the same time, and it's I between the lines, not a guy I wanted to rub the wrong way. I
feel you. As I talked to him on the phone this week, I got the same feeling.
It seems to me like he's a can-do type of man.
Yes.
So you thought that it would be fun making fun of my new joint in the tent?
No,
well, let's see how much fun you think it is when we dip you off the side of the boat again. Huh?
He's a friend of ours.
The bat signal to the guys this weekend on Saturday was, hey, isn't this near Mike O'Mara's house? Because I saw a TikTok story of this
10 miles.
This genius owner popping a tent up to create some sort of adult entertainment.
10 miles, and we're going.
Yes.
We will go. That'll be one of our little breaks because it was on the show.
I've never been to a club with Shannon before. This will be a first.
This is, she can stay home. Anyway, Carla and Shannon can go.
Carrie I was interested in going. She's not coming on the trip, but she asked me to drop off a resume.
Do they have a hanger club down there?
Oh, for the ladies.
Yeah.
I don't believe they do. They don't have a lot down here, and they're building back, and building back better is what they're doing here. All right, we're going to take a break, skipping the news segment first because we have to talk about Tinder. And all the fun goings-ons with that. Yes, a sexually charged show for this Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. And if you ever come down to Fort Myers Beach and you go on maybe one of your little deep-sea fishing trips, when you come back in, after cleaning your fish, go to Vixens on the Beach.
Stop it.
Should be fun. We'll be right back.
Big tables, cherry blossoms, pop, and Mount Rushmore. It's all part of the latest bonus show.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Bonus Hour. It's Furniture. We got some fantastic deals for you.
In what crazy O'Mara Pulp Fiction do you see that we're somehow sabotaging you?
Mizuno. What a fine group of golf clubs.
Cherry blossoms. They're not for you
there
anymore.
It is.
I love that you have included a fruit flavored soda.
What about designing women?
Hot.
What you talking about?
Hey, that's cool, Mrs. C.
The TMOS bonus show gives you more bounce to the ounce and is made for those who think young. Gift a subscription and give it to a friend today. Find it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
If you don't know what we're talking about, then listen harder. Thank you. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Let me set the scene for you right now. The streets of Washington, D.C., Saturday morning, bright and early. Suddenly you hear it. Yeah. That's Oscar on his e-bike. That's right. Thinking e-bike can't handle your haul? The all-new...
I look cool on it.
You do.
Expedition by Lectric is the cargo e-bike designed to carry more. Now, do you want to get that one too? I know you don't have that one yet, but would you like to get the cargo?
This was my statement, Mike, on there. I said, please, 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 I'll make them a TikTok. I'll film it all. I'll do whatever they want.
The cargo e-bike designed to carry more so you can do more while enjoying the fresh air. Whether you're packing groceries, gear, or even an extra passenger, the Expedition e-bike has you covered. It has a carrying capacity of 450 pounds, and you can go up to 150 miles on a single charge. You can go across the state line.
Of course.
It's got double battery. It's a double battery setup, perfect for carrying passengers, including the kids. Lectric e-bikes are foldable and they ship free, fully assembled, and there are over 250,000 dedicated riders. There is over 250,000.
There is.
Dedicated riders.
Oh, okay.
There are.
There are.
Over.
That's a quarter million,
it would
Mike.
be THEY''RE.
Yes.
What?
You're right. I'll correct it.
Why did you graduate magna cum laude when you make that grammatical error and you have never managed to be able to correct it?
I don't know. I think I must be wired wrong.
I don't know, but it's the one you always do that.
I know.
I'm very curious about that.
It's very strange.
Did you get corrected in school when you were doing that?
They don't correct people at VCU, Mike.
Oh, they don't. That's true.
No.
But,
we did a lot of
anyway,
stuff in circles.
There are over 250,000 dedicated riders on the road so far. Lectric has something for everybody. Oscar is all over the district, and he loves it. Plus, no parking fees. Check out the all-new Expedition Cargo e-bike, a brand-new product from Lectric. Visit lectricebikes.com to learn more about the Expedition Cargo e-bike and all of the other sweet models Lectric has to offer. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com. No, I really not. It's not as much a thing as
It's a stylistic thing, and you know what?
I wonder how you're wired with that.
You're absolutely right, because there's stuff
you're normally a bit of a grammarian.
I am, and I don't know why I missed that, and it's just strange. I will be.
But don't you do it? You do it all the time.
Oh, it's the, you know what? It's the only thing in copy outside of like a grievous error.
Most people wouldn't even notice it.
You're right.
Except when you're saying. So what we're talking about, if you want to know what it is, and Oscar, with your ongoing studies continuing, you might want to pick up on this. So when you say there are rides, there are cars, there are bars, that's how it's pronounced. You don't
plural.
say there is rides. Yeah. Or there. So when somebody says
there is a ride, right?
There is a ride. If somebody said
I'm smart.
There's flowers, there's movies,
is nice.
Right?
Yeah. What I could have said is there is a 250,000, because that's a single number, but there are a 250,000 people.
There are a 250,000. Which is
because is it the tents? Or
no, the tent is on Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah, the tent's there.
That's where the tent is.
It's sort of a tense thing. I mean, I'm not that
it's
great
a
at
pluralization
it
issue.
That's what it is.
Pluralization issue.
Somebody must have hit me on the knuckles when I was a little kid with that. That's why I always go, I'm such a stickler for that particular one.
I like it to be right. I like it to be right, so I'm glad you brought it up.
There are other ones that I miss sometimes that people, I think when you're raised on, most grammatical errors or errors in usage of the English language are a result of making the same mistake since you were a child and never being corrected.
Yep.
Most people that don't do that, they are corrected.
The Cookie Monster never yelled at me when I was a kid.
That's very sad. Okay. Something that came along after I had settled down for good.
Yes.
And something that came along really...
Did you have on your nightcap?
You know what? I probably wouldn't have been a participant even if I was out there as an older person.
All right.
I'm talking, of course, about Tinder. Does anybody know when Tinder really came into existence?
Remember, that was my greatest fortune, almost won.
Oh, that's right. You almost invested in it, right?
No, I did, and then I pulled right out because I was scared.
Happens to so many guys.
One of my professors in business school, he was in the early days of Match.com, who I came to find out owned Tinder, was part of the early team that helps set up to see if there was a two-sided market. Mm-hmm. If there was actually people that would go online and come back around and pay a premium for it, right? Not these free sites. And as we talked about the case study for Match.com, he also said, and interestingly enough, I just caught up with a colleague. They're going to they have this new product called Tinder that just come out. They just come out. This is 2015. And he said, do you know there's a dopamine hit every time you match with someone on Match.com? And audibly he said, if they have figured out how to increase that velocity of a dopamine hit, it could become an addictive software where you just like you get a like or you get a comment on your social post, you get happy.
And even going back to Facebook.
But this is exponentially more addictive because it's a love match.
It's going to get you laid.
It's a love match, right? Or a potential love match.
Can I ask you a question about it? The name. Why Tinder? Why was it given the name Tinder?
It's the beginning, the Tinder for a fire, like a passionate fire.
Tinder. I thought it was for love me Tinder.
So the long and short of it is this.
Yes.
I heard the addictive side.
Yeah.
I looked at the single people around in my class, which was only just a couple of them.
And they were all beautiful.
No, I said to them, like, are you on Tinder? And he said, absolutely, bah, bah, bah. And then Todd started talking about it because he was single. And I said, oh my God, this thing's going to be huge. I looked who owned Tinder. It was this company called AMG, this big conglomerate that owned 21 of the actual dating sites.
Now, do you think they own, I'm sorry to sidebar here, they probably just put like a new face on the same software so they can have a million different sites? And because it doesn't cost much to...
Same infrastructure, different iteration.
Doesn't cost much
plenty
to
of
develop.
fish to Match.com.
Understood.
Reskin.
Uh-huh.
So
what were you going to invest in?
So
How much money were you going to put?
I purchased at that time, roughly, it was my life savings. So AMC was spinning out
$200.
AMC was spinning out, Mike, this Match Group, the what is Match.com now on the NASDAQ. And the shares went live at $12. I think my life savings, because I was also paying for school, was like $30K into that.
You put $30K into it?
Yes. And I was so scared. This, by the way, this is irresponsible investing. This is not the way you invest. This is crazy.
What would it be worth if you had put the $30K in and stayed with it?
At $12, and it's not where it is today, but 2 years ago.
That's 2,500 shares, precisely.
2 years ago. Do that times 145.
Okay. That 30 grand would be worth $362,500.
As soon as it went public, it went down by $1, and then I waited 3 months. It went up. It went back to its level, and then maybe I sold it for a 50-cent gain. I was just so scared.
Oh, because you thought it might not last.
But my logic was right.
Yeah, your initial instincts were right.
That's,
by the way, that's the whole game.
Yes.
When you hear about the Richie Riches, they take the risk.
Well, you have
they believe in it.
You have to have the runway
and a good gut feeling about it,
and like put it all on the line. And in fairness, I really blame Shannon at this point because
we all do.
I was in love, and I got to get a bigger house for us. We can't just live in this little condo. And she didn't realize. I didn't realize I was buying a smaller house essentially with a worse footprint.
Right.
But I wanted to build a life, right? So it's all timing. It's all when you want to do it. But for years, if we brought her in here right now, she's like, and I say Match.com, and she's like, oh, I don't want to hear this anymore because I would do the math late at night and say, what could it be at now?
Yeah. And and really anybody that will tell you that invests in the stock market,
find a professional.
You hear a lot of even with professionals, you hear a lot of the Napoleon Dynamite exhales when people look at their portfolio every day where it's,
I was lucky enough to, look, I bought that through TD Ameritrade. This is before Robinhood was around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. But the market over the last year has been like, meh. Meh.
Yeah,
meh,
it's all,
meh.
we're resilient. And if you're out there, you're like, oh, I want to retire in 3 years, things will get better. We just have to.
I had a meeting with like 2 weeks ago. I had a group meeting online with the guy that runs my investments, and he starts it the way he started. The nice thing about it, been there for about 8 years, and he starts every meeting the same way.
Hello, everybody.
Anyway, that's anywho. Tinder has just added a new dating dictionary to teach older singles
Yes.
the terms young singles are using.
Oh, okay.
They did it after a poll found that 62% of people 18 to 25 feel like they speak a, quote, different language than their parents when it comes to dating. So I guess they are looking for older people as well on Tinder to navigate the site with
disposable
ease.
income, Mike.
That's the secret.
So, to be fair, a lot of people in their 30s might not know some of these. It's hard to think of older people being in their 30s.
I used to be in my
age.
30s, yes.
So, here we go. We've got the partial dictionary right here. And let me see. I got 20 of them for you.
Okay.
I think some of them are fairly straightforward.
Can we guess just quickly?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Great.
Number one is situationship.
Oh, I know what that is. You all know?
Situationship, I have no idea what that is.
It's when you're in a relationship, you're basically sleeping together, and you're basically going together, but it's not official.
That is as close as it gets. Oscar's absolutely right. Situationship is when it's more than a hookup, but not exclusive.
Oh. I thought wasn't that the name of the boat you owned? The situationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I owned it with that guy from Jersey Shore.
Oh, that situation.
The situation.
Always sailed on heavy seas.
So to speak.
Dictionary item number 2.
Yes.
I wouldn't know this. Daterview.
Oh, I don't know this.
Daterview would be... It's Datervieu?
Datervieu.
Is that the first date where you get to know the details, like an interview?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to give it. We seem to be doing this a lot on the show, but that's true, Rob. You get the ding for that.
Bingo.
A date interview, when a date feels more like a job interview.
Oh,
so you
okay.
go out on a job and she's asking you or he's asking you questions. That's what it's like.
Yeah, it's not the kind of
Or if
job
you're
you're
Ron
looking
DeSantis.
for.
Did you hear the story about Ron DeSantis?
Oh, there's so many of them.
In his book, or apparently somebody that's gotten some intel, one of his classmates said he would go out on a date and he would say, there's a great Thai restaurant down the street. They have great Thai food. And he would wait, and if the woman said, do you mean Thai? Like a Thai restaurant from Thailand? He would leave the date because he didn't want a woman who corrected him.
Oh, there's no way. I want to, you know what? Evil Empire. I believe it.
Are you
There
sure
we
he
go.
wasn't referring to Hooters?
Yeah.
Like
Could that be,
THIGH Thigh?
You never know. Here we go. Textlationship. This is pretty straightforward.
It's same context I gave earlier, but you're just texting and you're not in a real relationship. It's
When
a texting
you,
relationship.
text
A
all the
totally
time.
virtual
Yeah.
relationship, yeah.
When you text all the time, but you rarely meet in person.
Okay.
This is easy. Ick.
Oh, something I don't like.
Yeah, yucky.
You gave me the ick.
Anything that's a turnoff.
Yeah.
Cushioning.
Oh,
I haven't even read this one. It's a big explanation.
Is it keeping somebody around as like a bridge to the next relationship?
Is it dating
The
a
man
fat
knows
person?
his Tinder, doesn't
Is
he?
that it?
Keeping people in your back pocket just in case the person you're dating doesn't work out.
Back burner.
It's similar to another
Exactly.
term called benching. You also might hear someone describe those people as next on deck.
Yeah.
That's
And
classic.
the only time I heard we're on deck is when I went to my mom's funeral. My cousin Johnny said, well, it's official. We're on deck now.
Oh, God.
I've been the back burner dude for some women in my life. Look back at that. That's
Bad place to
upsetting.
be, yeah.
Well, you're like, oh, she loves me.
Here's
When
one
it's
that
good, it's
sounds
good. When it's bad, it's bad.
nasty.
Yeah.
This sounds nasty, Oscar. Kitten fishing.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm happy I
that's-
don't know.
Me too.
That sounds gross.
Kitten fishing.
What is it?
Kitten fishing is not catfishing, where you pretend to be someone else. It's a scaled back version where you tweak or embellish things about yourself. So George Santos was a famous kitten fisher.
Okay.
It's just you lie about your overall profile.
Yeah. It's more of an
That's
exaggeration than a lie, I would think.
Little
Age,
disappointment.
maybe, height.
Yeah. Yeah.
F4
Right?
dating.
Build.
Whether or not
F4
you-
dating. Number 7 is A4 dating.
Will afford affordable Is it
short for affordable dates?
Okay, great.
It goes hand in hand with another term called frugal flirting, which is pretty straightforward. Dry texter is number 8. Dry texter.
A dry texter is a formal texter? No flirting, no sexual innuendos, nothing like that?
Not exactly. A dry texter
Is it the result of one of my texts?
Dad jokes?
Yes.
Dry texter is someone who writes boring texts and doesn't use many emojis.
Yeah. You use emojis.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm now gifing.
I saw. I was very impressed.
I've used the occasional
well done.
GIF.
I was like, that GIF is new for Mike.
Yeah.
ONS. See if Oscar knows.
ONS.
ONS.
Outside.
No.
Naughty. Nothing.
No, that is incorrect.
Outside New Zealand.
Outside is not it. Short for one night stand.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Do you
That was
ask
your
for
ONS.
ONS or was it an ONS?
It says short for one night stand. So
like an Airbnb.
I don't know whether it's requested or not. OTP.
Yeah, you know me.
Well done. That killed.
OTP.
On the prowl.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, I like that.
You might not get this one. This is
Yes.
tough.
Over the top.
Number 10, OTP.
not even
Short.
just like
No.
a movie.
It's not even
Short for one true pairing, the perfect couple. We're
Wow.
an OTP. One true
Like
pairing.
penguins, mate for life.
Yeah, geese.
Isn't that
I'm
sweet?
sure that happens
Or
all
is
the
it-
time on Tinder.
Is it lobsters? I have no
Lobsters?
idea.
Sneaky Link is number 11. Sneaky Link.
Oh, this is when this I've seen this enough on TikTok. Your sneaky link is a person
Internet.
you shouldn't be
Bitcoin.
you shouldn't be hooking up with, and all your friends don't want you to be with him or her, but you somehow go back there and hook up all the time.
Oscar is correct. He gets the ding for this one. 2 people hooking up, but keeping it a secret. That is a sneaky leak.
Yeah.
Echo dumping.
Oh my God, it has nothing.
ECO dumping?
Echo dumping.
Echo.
ECO dumping. Echo dumping.
Dumping someone because they're too expensive to date.
No.
To satisfy.
No, that is
No,
incorrect.
echo dumping is someone when you ask her to keep a secret, she doesn't.
No.
Or he.
Echo dumping is ending a date because someone is not committed enough to environmental causes.
I've seen this. This is
It's
such
actually
garbage.
in the dictionary. Well, maybe it's created
You
by
didn't
Tinder to
recycle.
make it look.
Shocker.
Yeah.
No more dingling for
Friend-troduction.
you.
Friend-troduction.
Oh, friend introduction is what we talk about when friends introduce friends and they start hooking up.
For the first time. That's
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, okay.
right. I got to give
Nicely
another
played.
ding.
Thank you.
You're killing this. Love bombing.
Oh my God.
Is that a Dutch oven?
I had to, no, not a Dutch oven.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Gross.
Love
That is
bombing
gross,
is
Mike.
when you start dating someone and you go all in and you love bomb them with we're going to get married, life is going to be great, and everybody goes down the line.
Over the
doing
top.
pretty well.
And he's very
He
good.
is.
Almost
now
like
when you
he's
come-
done this.
No,
When you
just
come
research.
I was thinking the same thing.
Research.
When you come on too strong at the start of a relationship, when both people do it, it can lead to a turbo relationship.
Yeah.
But coming on too strong.
Usually
All right, we're at the
crashes
home
and
stretch
burns.
now.
Good.
Sober first kiss.
Well, when you have a first kiss that doesn't involve drinking.
That's absolutely true. Straight ahead, very self-explanatory.
Look at you.
I
Look
would
at
know
you.
this.
Yeah.
I would know this. Come on.
I can do
Sunday-
that now.
Number 16 is Sunday test.
Oh, the Sunday test. If you're willing to hang out, go to church with your mate on Sundays.
Doesn't have to be church, but it is testing how compatible you are by hanging out on a Sunday and doing nothing.
Ooh.
It's called a Sunday test. Zombieing.
Oh, I don't know.
That's
that.
dating a dead person.
No, when someone who ghosted you pops back up in your DMs.
That's like a text from the blast from the past. For
All right, here are the last 3.
All right.
Main character energy.
Oh, that they have the confidence. It's like Pete Davidson. No,
Not correct.
And just to be sure, is it Maine like the state of Maine?
Will you stop with the spelling, please? You're really getting me tired.
I don't mean to make you tired.
Main character energy. When you focus on your own needs and don't waste time on people who aren't good enough.
Oh my God! Just like they're at the beginning of the show.
Yes, I was having a lot of main character
you're just
energy
like, it's
today.
just me. I don't care about my kid and my wife.
Yeah, stupid kids and wives.
Thank you, both of you. S&D. Number 19, hard launch.
Oh, I've never heard of this before.
I
That
remember
is
the
when
movie
you-
Ready to Launch. Does it have to do with leaving the house that you live with your parents?
No.
Great guess. Great guess.
Hard launch is when you post your first official photo as a couple. That's a hard launch.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Facebook official.
Yeah.
And the last one, I don't know why it's last, but it's Riz. R-I-Z-Z.
Oh, I know what this is.
Riz. All right?
Short for charisma.
Charisma is absolutely
well
correct.
done. That's
like
good.
I just went out with a guy who has a ton of riz.
Yeah, he's an 18 riz.
As I've gotten older, I produce less riz. Let's take a break. We got to come back. We got news. News is coming. News, everybody. Homepage right here.
I saw that much riz in his love book.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to a
okay,
urologist, though, so it should be okay. Thank you very much. What an interesting, sexy little show today. We'll take a break, come back with more fun and more thrills. You, ladies and gentlemen, are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Here are some of the stories we're working on tonight for the night side. After an all-new TJ Hooker at 11, residents in West South Florida are up in arms over an invasion of rattlesnakes.
I wasn't sure what to do.
I seen it. I heard it. Then I seen it. Then I got the raid.
The Energy Department responds to consumer inquiries of using air conditioners in garages.
And I wrote back, kindly off.
In our weekly visit with a shade tree mechanic, we have tips on what to do with those leftover automotive fluids you find in the garage.
Do not drink it.
And Colonel Dirk is in the Weather Center with a look at the weekend forecast.
It's cold as
Catchy stories and more, along with the Mike O'Mara Show on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Here is a scary but very true fact. Every day, your home movies and precious photos are slowly fading away. They fade. Yes, they do. I bet you didn't know that.
That's true.
They fade away in closets, or worse, they break down because of the dampness of your garage or the heat in your attic. You don't want that. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box stops the fading and allows you to preserve those recorded moments so they're safe forever. Join the over 1 million families that have trusted Legacy Box and digitize your memories today. We've all used Legacy Box and we all love it. Imagine the peace of mind that you can have knowing that all your memories are safe and sound for countless generations to come. It feels good. Legacy Box is a super simple mail-in service to have all of your videotapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures converted to perfectly preserved digital files, keeping them safe forever. For a limited time only, you can visit legacybox.com/TMOS and save 50%. That's legacybox.com/TMOS to shop 50% off. This sale won't last long. Legacybox.com/TMOS.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and this was all over the internet yesterday. Gene Hackman has not worked in almost 20 years, and really one of my all-time favorite actors.
So good.
He's rarely seen in public, but he is still the badass that he's always been. Someone snapped pictures of Gene, who's 93 years old, doing yard work at his ranch in Santa Fe, New Mexico. But first he went on a Wendy's run and chowed down on a chicken sandwich and a Coke. I showed this video to Carla, and the first thing Carla said, I said, hi, he's 93. And she said, he looks incredible. Yeah, he looks really good.
He
driving
does.
his own truck. And a neat beater truck that he was driving, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I think he got out of the business at about the right time, and he's living his best life. Although at first glance, when I saw an isolated shot, I thought it might be Walt Disney.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
He doesn't look like Gene of years past, but he looks good.
You know what's sad? His last movie was Welcome to Mooseport.
Now, you say that's sad. That's not a disastrous movie, and he's good in it. He's
good in it, but I didn't like the movie.
Still killing it on cable.
What is?
Absolutely.
Enemy of the State.
Oh, and also
Hunt for Red October.
Seriously, him as Lex Luthor in the original.
Yes. Yeah.
Superman.
Played in some westerns. Unforgiven. He's fantastic.
I think he got an Oscar nod for that.
Best Supporting Actor. Hard to believe. More than 50 years since he won the Best Actor Oscar for The French Connection in 1972.
Poseidon Adventure, Mike.
He also won Best Supporting Actor for Unforgiven. That was in all the way back in 1993.
Wow.
In 2012, when I say all the way back in 1993, I'm lying about that. Because it doesn't seem all the way back.
No. To me, the 70s are still 20 years ago.
In 2012, he was hit by a pickup truck. I didn't know this.
Yeah, way to go,
while riding
Oscar.
a bike in Florida. Oh, that's normal. That's a normal Tuesday in Florida, getting hit by a pickup truck. He made a full recover, obviously. But anywho. More movie news. Basic Instinct made Sharon Stone a household name in 1992, but it made a shambles of her personal life. Sharon says she lost custody of her son because of it. Here's her quote. when the judge asked my child, my tiny little boy, do you know your mother makes sex movies?
Oh, wow. That's not okay.
No.
This kind of abuse by the system, that was considered what kind of parent I was because I made that movie. God almighty, that would not happen today. She adds, quote, I ended up in the Mayo Clinic with extra heartbeats in the upper and lower chambers of my heart. It broke my heart. Sharon has 3 boys, 16, 17, and 22. You can see a judge getting away with that crap, though, back in those days, you know. This next one, this is our little movie trifecta at the beginning of our homepage. I have to share this with you because age and Tinder and everything, it all seems to run together. I'm going to preface this by telling you, thank you, Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee Curtis still likes to rock, but she's 64 years old. So she'd like the bands to do more matinee concerts so she can go to bed early. And by the way, my wife's in her 40s, and I looked back at her and she said, oh, yes. She told The Hollywood Reporter on the red carpet at the Film Independent Spirit Awards, I'm just going to say this now as a taunt and as a suggestion. You two, do a matinee. What about a 12 noon concert, Coldplay? Bruce Springsteen, do an effing matinee. You're old. Why wouldn't you let me come and see you in your glory days, pun intended? I will come and hear your 5-hour concert at 2 in the afternoon, and I'm going to be home in bed by 7:30. I'm there. Yeah. I'm there. I hate it. Yeah. I hate the idea of going to a show that starts.
You know, I remember when we had Louis Anderson on the show, he said, yeah, I starts my show at 7. I want you home by 10.
Yeah.
Who
can blame him?
He was very honest about it.
Getting old. That's the way it is. Anyone who was a teenager in the 90s remembers the famous purple stuff ads for Sunny Delight. Yeah. Do we have any fans?
I don't remember the purple stuff.
Robert loved Sunny D, but they would say, what do you want for, we got water, we got that purple stuff, we got Sunny D.
This is what, not Dire Straits, but I guess maybe unhealthy we were as a kid. If we got Sunny D in the fridge, it was a luxury.
Yeah.
And then if we had frozen Minute Maid, do you remember Minute Maid?
Sure.
That's how we would make our orange juice.
Yeah. 3 cans of water.
Yeah.
But I bet your mom used 4 cans.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Minute Maid orange juice. Better
the
for
kids
your
from
health.
the 90s are in their 40s now, so bring on the hard stuff.
What?
Oh, no.
Sunny Delight with alcohol is now a thing. It's called Sunny D Vodka Seltzer.
Wow.
It hits select Walmarts. Yeah, there's a good place to put it. It hits select Walmarts sometime, nationwide this Saturday. It's already been spotted on shelves in some places. Sunny D is essentially fake orange juice, so it's basically a screwdriver, vodka and OJ, but with bubbles. Obviously, this is all a nostalgia grab. They know these 90s kids are grown-ups now, and they're hoping to be into it. Their press release claims fans asked for it, and that Sunny D is already a popular mixer. 4 packs cost $10, so it's a little pricier than other seltzers. Yeah. And each can is 95 calories, 4.5% alcohol. So load up on the Sunny D. Knock yourselves out.
At our house, we didn't have Sunny D, Mike. We had Sunny J, and it tasted like cigars. It was
really?
For Sunny
Jurgensen's, orange soda. I don't like it. Great with a hot dog. Thrift stores are great, especially if you were there before everything's been picked over.
Yes.
So when is the best time to shop? By the way, my daughter, back in her starving artist days, before she got her new job, was a starving bartender in L.A., went to thrift stores in Beverly Hills.
Smart.
And got amazing stuff. The best days to go, Mondays and Tuesdays. All stores are different, but that's generally true. A lot of donations come in on Saturdays and Sundays, and then they restock the floor after the weekend. So early in the week when a lot of their new stuff goes out. Early in the day is even better. Monday and Tuesday mornings are best. Shop right after major holidays. Donations increase whenever people have extra days off work, so you'll have more stuff to choose from. And spring is the best time of year to shop. Once people start their spring cleaning, donations go through the roof. Spring starts on March 20th this year, so we're heading into that sweet spot. Be prepared.
Julia is a dedicated thrifter. She, on one trip from Richmond to my dad's beach place,
smarter.
She went to 6 thrift stores on the way, made it like an 8-hour drive.
Absolutely smarter.
Yeah.
Very
loves
cool.
it.
Way to go, kids. And now a little something. A study has looked into human penis size as depicted in paintings throughout the centuries. Finding that the appendage has grown significantly over the last 7 centuries, particularly in the 20th century. The team wanted to assess the ideal penis size throughout the ages and how the male ideal has been altered by cultural differences. The researchers first attempted to find as many paintings of nude males throughout the centuries as possible. During the 15th and 16th centuries, the number of naked human paintings increased considerably. The penis continued to be depicted as rather small. The team found that, noting that the depicted length did not change much over the next few centuries into the 1800s, when things began to change. Why the increase in the last century? Well, that's the 20th. One explanation behind the exaggerated perceived penis size in paintings produced in this century could be widespread use of the internet and exposure to other media, which perpetuated the association between size and masculinity. Strength and partner satisfaction, the team suggests adding the pornography may have changed the ideal as well for men. Adding a bit of balance, though, was a large amount of paintings that were discovered in Ireland, where the penis is virtually invisible, hidden in a nest of red hair. There you go.
But Mike,
I like my favorite part was hidden in a nest of red hair.
it explains a lot because I have this oil painting of Pete Davidson that's only a couple years old.
That's
and
nasty, isn't it?
That is
Changed?
horrible. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed at all. I use one of those big fat Sharpies. We'll be back after this on the Mike O'Mara Show.
People all over are talking about a new way of pampering themselves.
The Brazilian. I thought it had something to do with beekeeping.
Introducing a new you, feeling young and vibrant.
Why can I not get the name Dirk out of my head?
Hey, ladies, let's get you looking radiant.
Here's an
Okay.
unsolicited testimonial about Dirk-A-Glow.
Hi, I'm Vicky. Dirt Glow worked a little too well for me. Now I'm a 58-year-old man who just joined a retired men's bowling league.
Well, it ain't for everyone. If you really want to pamper yourself, check out the real thing. Check out Derm Glow Skin to see what Carla can do for you.
She is
Thank you.
pure artist in her field. Oh, and by the way, men need not apply.
For products or consultation, visit dermglowskin.com today.
And by the way, hi, Carla.
Gross.
Yuck.
You just get that out of my mouth. Hey, here's a question. Why do razors cost so much? They don't need to. Harry's razors are incredibly sharp and made in their own factory in Germany, people. Most importantly, they cost as little as a couple of bucks per blade. You can get a quality razor that you can depend on delivered straight to your door from Harry's. We all use Harry's because we all love it. The best products at the best prices. Harry's. And the packaging is amazing. Right now, the Truman Shave Trial Set, a $15 value, just $3 at harrys.com/TMOS. It includes a 5-blade German-engineered razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. Plus, you can schedule replacement blade delivery whenever you need them, with refills as low as $2 each. Harry's has dozens of affordable items to go along with your subscription, like shaving creams, post-shave balm, body washes, hydrating lotions, and more. And Harry's still is offering a no-risk trial. Don't like your shave? No worries on them. Don't get overcharged for razors, my friend. Get Harry's, a $15 Truman Shave Trial Set for just $3 at harrys.com/TMOS. That's harrys.com/TMOS for a $3 trial set. Do it, do it, do it. All right, some unfinished business I want to clean up right here. Number one, my New York Giants. Congratulations. Long-term deal with Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. 4 years. If he sucks, we're screwed. If he turns out to be a disaster, hasn't really proven that he's the Tom Brady of the future, but now they got him $40 million. 40
Well, it's cheap
mil.
compared to what the reported 240 who's a quarterback for the Ravens? It's
Lamar Jackson?
Thank you. Nice pull. Yeah, 240 mil. You got the franchise tag. So 40 mil for 4
40
years.
mil. And
Well, 40
they
mil
got-
a year. 40 mil a year.
What is your
They
prediction?
get both their studs. I don't know.
Let me look.
I don't know. It's impossible.
I know exactly
It's
what
impossible.
I know exactly what you're thinking.
Mhm.
Is that it's going to be a disaster.
Well, that's the mindset of the New York Giants fan.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. We've won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
We've beaten the Patriots, but we still had that. I'm happy. You know what I am? In my gut, I can bitch all I
$160
want.
million total, $40 million guaranteed.
I am in my gut thinking nobody better out there. So go for it. Might as well lock him up. He can get the job done, and he's young. So there. And they get to keep their stud running back, Saquon Barkley. We'll see what happens. Second thing I wanted to mention, I will watch the Oscars with a great deal of enthusiasm because of Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
Yeah,
Way to
he's
go,
funny.
Oscars, with a host that is a stand-up monologist, and I think it'll be fantastic. I think it'll be great.
He's
I
the
think
best.
I'm looking forward
I think
to it.
he's the best modern host. Yeah,
March 12th.
March 12th
Yeah,
is
it just
coming
comes
up.
up.
And
that'd be the Sunday.
Sunday.
I look forward to it. And last but certainly not least, today, ladies and gentlemen, is the birthday of Mr. Rob Spiewak.
Thank you
Rob
so much.
Spiewak, 5'3".
5'2".
5'2".
Oh, 5'2".
52. Yes, that's all right.
You're 52?
Yeah, and 31 of those years, Mike, roughly, we've spent together.
That is really happy birthday, and we didn't know.
I think he was in the hospital still last year.
No, this was before I crashed last year.
When did you crash land?
16th. March 16th was the day it all went down.
I thought you crashed in February.
No. March 16th will be 1 year sober.
Technically, he did crash in February because that's when he wrecked his car.
That's when I wrecked my car on the 28th.
But that's 23, not 22.
No, it was not. It was longer ago than that, wasn't it?
Last year.
Yeah.
Last year was 22.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the date.
I love you, you big lug. And we didn't know a year ago what the future was going to hold. And I cannot tell you just how wonderful it is saying happy birthday to you and knowing that you've changed things around and that you're there. You're still
we love you.
Vastly underperforming at the job.
Yeah.
But I have to say that we're happy, and I hope you know that. I don't know. Sometimes with all the crap we give you in and around this show, I think you forget how valued you are as a human being to both Oscar and myself.
You're very kind.
And the
Thank
fact
you.
that, you have a birthday and you're
As a
here,
human being, you're a 10 out of 10.
As
a coworker, 7.
Well,
A rough 7.
Yeah, you could take a lesson.
Yeah. As a friend,
great.
I'm terrible, but as
how does this one feel?
Employer,
You know what?
I'm a 10.
I've been actually very introspective about it, and I said, lately, do you feel cursed? Do you feel like there's a dark cloud over you? And actually, the more I think about it, I feel a little blessed. I shouldn't be here.
I agree with that
for several reasons.
Accident, friends. Look, it has been a sucky.
It's been
year.
the worst year ever.
But personally, when you really add up the things you've done and the bullets you have dodged and the health progress you have made and the fact that, you have that wonderful relationship with your kids, the daughter that I witnessed, and Carla and I were commenting on that on the way home.
Called me this morning. It was so great.
Aww.
It was so cool.
Rob and I probably can commiserate on this. It's kind of the most important phone call.
Yeah,
of the birthday. If I don't get one, I am crushed. It happened maybe once. Catherine forgot. It was horrible. But then I got it like late at night when I was sleeping. So
it counts.
Because I went to bed at 7:30.
As
really,
we
happy
do.
birthday!
Yeah, thank you.
Really, anything
happy
planned?
birthday.
Anything special?
No.
I'm gonna get really drunk.
Yeah, as I said, after a year sober, why not? I've given my body a break.
Right.
You guys, thank you so much for being there for the whole year, the whole suck year. And I probably couldn't have done it without being surrounded by loved ones. And that definitely includes you guys. The support and the all of that is just, when I look back over the last 12 months feels like about 10 minutes, and it also feels about 100 years, depending on how I feel it. And I just hope that the years ahead, many, many more. Wednesday is the absolute worst day to have a birthday. You can't do worse than a Wednesday. Because
it is the middle.
It's
sucks.
the middle of the week and it sucks. And Carrie actually remembered first thing this morning.
Not like you can take the rest of the week off.
Not if someone beats you to it.
We're also grown men, right? Like birthdays are birthdays at this point in our life.
Yeah, that's true. It's
I've
not
known
as,
that for 20 years.
It's not as big of a deal. But
I've known that for 20 years. I have acknowledged the valuelessness of my birthday for 20 years.
however, my birthday has a certain import as my birthday marks the beginning of birthday season.
That is
Yes.
Yeah.
Followed by Oscar.
That's right. And then you. And
well,
Pony-
yeah, but somebody. Where's Pony?
Pony?
Where's Pony on that?
In July.
true. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's outside
July.
of birthday season.
Oh.
Birthday
No,
season.
it's a birthday. My kid's July 19th, so that's the middle
Okay.
of birthday
All right.
season.
All right. So we're in birthday season, but no, nothing special planned. We might do something this weekend. My mom said, do you want a cake? And I said, first, yes. And I said, no, I don't need a cake. And she said, well, it's your birthday. And I said, well, yeah, but it's Wednesday. You'd have to bring it over and give me a cake on April 22nd. And she says, what's April 22nd? I said,
My mom's birthday.
oh, that makes it even better. I said, that's a week after New Orleans and I can eat cake then.
Aw.
So she's
Are
gonna do-
you this birthday? As far as celebrations, are you looking for? I've been dropping hints to Carla for June this year.
Oh, I thought you were
figured-
dropping hints about my birthday.
No, I'm dropping hints already to Carla because
Yes.
I'd like, but it's not going to happen because of the way things are.
What hints?
That I like a watch.
Oh,
I'd like a really nice watch, but the idea of Carla back in the workforce is just keeping us afloat.
Yeah.
That's where we are now.
Tell her you could
And-
spend more time at home if you had a watch to tell the
if
time.
you want your birthday present, you got to take Michael to school.
That's right.
So, yeah, it's. Is there anything? Did Carrie give you anything yet?
Not yet. Usually we do it in the evenings. I sent her a few suggestions, and so I'll report tomorrow as to what happens.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? I'm really, I've got so much stuff. I'm really just happy to be here.
We're happy you're here. Man.
And it's been a really bad year, and I'm hoping for a better one ahead.
It has to be better.
Yeah, it does.
Any?
It has to.
I hate to ask you, but I will anyway.
Mhm.
Any word from the insurance company yesterday?
Yes, they said 7 to 10 days, as they always do.
Happy
But you know
birthday.
what? I'm going to download the app, and that will really not change a thing.
Yeah,
So-
download our app because we don't want to talk to you. Yay!
But yeah,
Big
so
insurance.
perhaps I'll get a car for my birthday. That's nice, isn't it?
Very exciting. Yes,
Yeah.
a car that
And a
you've
higher
already paid
copay.
for. Wonderful. Higher copay and perhaps a cancellation. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Flip Spiewak, 43 years young, will have the flip side for us, ladies and gentlemen.
So wrong.
I'm going to New Orleans. City of New Orleans. New Orleans. New Orleans.
Way down yonder in New Orleans, the town in New Orleans.
I'm walking to New Orleans. New Orleans.
The Michael Mara Show live Saturday, April 15th, 2023 at the legendary House of Blues in New Orleans.
Hi, y'all are. I'm glad for you to see me, I guarantee.
Tickets available now at michaelmarashow.com.
Hey, everybody. Yep, it's fantastic. If you're trying to improve your health, hydration is a great place to start. Liquid IV is the hydration brand that fuels your well-being. Oscar's got a big cup of it right now. Mine, empty. Can you see what's left of my Liquid IV for the show?
If you rewind, you'll see it full, but now it's gone. What happened?
Their hydration multiplier might be the one product you're missing in your daily routine. Just one stick gives you 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning. You can use it when you're working out, on a long flight, when you feel run down, after the big night out. Liquid IV, made with premium ingredients, is non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. Do you like your flavors?
Flavor?
Did they teach you that here? Do you know your flavors? How about this? Concord grape, lemon lime, pina colada, tropical punch, watermelon, strawberry, passion fruit, guava. I love the strawberry. All great. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. They've donated over 25 million servings all over 50 countries around the world. Plus, convenient and oh so delicious. It's like the best way to start your day. Be like me. Drink Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Oh, I dumped it. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
The flip side.
I have it. Here we go.
Do you?
Hello. Upside down.
Roll over,
rolling,
Hate it.
yeah. Let me roll it. Then flip, flop, and fly. Flip the switch.
The flip side.
Mike, thank God
Yes.
Oscar is here.
Yay!
Because yesterday we did not discuss The Bachelor in Budapest.
We did not. Yay.
This makes him sound so dim, but this really, I think, is right at the level of the average Bachelor viewer. This is him describing them in Budapest, Hungary.
We are in Budapest, Hungary, baby. Being here,
Baby.
it is actually unreal. This place is
Mike, it's actually unreal.
It's actually unreal. I don't have a large vocabulary because I didn't study because I was attracted.
epitome of romance. It's beautiful everywhere you look. I mean, the cobblestone, the beautiful architecture. It just feels very elegant, very classy.
What a joke.
Mike, the
I mean, how dumb
cobblestones
can
are
a guy be?
The rocks
faking
are pretty.
it, right? Pretending the cobblestones. How elegant.
I'm feeling good.
I'm glad you're feeling
I want to
good.
defend this guy. But I can't.
Okay.
I can't. The producers are. This is probably the 30th take, and they're like, "F it.
Yeah.
We can't do more
He's so dumb.
We can't get blood out of a stone."
I'm feeling good.
This place is so foreign.
The highlight of this season is him getting COVID, and then the manufactured drama of going on COVID dates.
Oh, I know.
On an iPad.
Yeah.
That's all they could come up with because
So
this
what was
guy,
his quote when he got COVID? He said, "The thing about it is, I really felt sick."
I actually had COVID, and I'm feeling not good.
The big to do that he manufactured along with the producers was that when one of his suitors, the bridesmaids or bachelorettes, they say to him, "You know, I know how you feel about losing the opportunity to date in real life because I'm in sales and I hate when I lose an opportunity to close a deal." And then he started weeping on the other side of the iPad, saying that she made it all about her and that they weren't a good match. And then she starts crying onto the iPad. That's as good as it gets. And these producers are doing the best they can.
Just to manufacture
right?
something?
Sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, Mike, the cobblestones are lovely.
Unbelievable.
What a dope.
It's so classy. Now, I don't know if this is a joke. No one is saying it's a joke, and it looked big budget enough that it might be real. However, on the E! Network, they've announced a new game show with Nick Cannon. It's hosted by Kevin Hart, and it's called, literally, Mike, it's called Who's Having My Baby?
You're on a game show right now.
Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon are coming to E! for the mother of all game shows.
Having my baby with Nick Cannon. You got pyro? Yeah. You're going to get some contestants that want to have your baby.
We're not kidding around.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Let's go!
Who's Having My Baby with Nick Cannon, hosted by Kevin Hart. This spring, only on E!
What the hell are they going to do?
I would just like to point out that A, this is a game show basically for prostitution, and B, the premiere date saying this spring is awfully close to April 1st, isn't it?
Well, stay tuned. We'll see if you're right that it's a big ruse.
It has to be a ruse.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Are you familiar with country singer Clay Walker?
I am not familiar with him. Not
Oscar?
at all.
Clay Walker, no.
He's a good-looking guy. He's
Let me
red
look
hot
him
in
up.
the country scene right now, and I wouldn't know of him except for this. This went viral yesterday. It's from
Hey,
about
what would happen if Clay Walker married and took the name of the lady that was on Ghostbusters, Annie Potts? Then his name would be Clay Potts.
Thank you, Mike.
You would have to
Thanks.
take her name.
I'm here. Well, no, I'm not here always.
Really good looking.
Yeah, he is. Anyway,
Like, I have a stirring.
but this is from about a year ago,
Like, really good looking.
and he's got the reputation of being a good guy.
Yeah, Yellowstone good looking.
Yeah, but he's this is him yelling at his bus driver, and I love the fact that country stars still have bus drivers to yell at.
I can whip your ass with one hand tied behind my back. Don't say a word. Tomorrow, call your boss and get me an experienced driver out here because you are not that. And I've been trying to raise you up last night, and you're telling me I'm eating into your drive time. Told me you'd be here at 10 p.m. You were not here, you lying. So when I come out of that bathroom, get your ready to drive and drive me smooth, or you're going to regret it.
He's issued a statement saying,
"Wow, he got pissed off."
I love it.
He's issued a statement saying that he's made up with the bus driver and they remain friends.
No. He hates that bus driver.
Yeah.
And I love how he's just like, hey, man, we're running a professional outfit.
Big shock that Oscar would take Clay's side on that.
Get it together.
That's right.
I sense his frustration.
Yeah. Well, you can relate to the guy being pissed off at somebody that's late.
Yeah.
Take a pause.
Well, I'm not mad at him being late. Just you got to drive him smooth.
Mike, there's a comic named Nate Bargatze. I think it's pronounced Bargatze. And he talks about being a firstborn kid. I was a firstborn kid. You were not. Oscar was not.
No.
But there's a certain thing about being a firstborn kid. Let's close with this.
I'm the firstborn in my family. We have it the hardest of all the children. We show up, our parents are not ready for us to be there. They don't have any money. You basically get there, you're like, I don't think I should even be here yet. The house I was born into, my parents were 23 when I was born. And they rented a home. And then I just talked to them about this, and they said the front door of their home was a sliding glass door. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. And I asked them what I'm sure you are thinking. I was like, are you sure you did not live in this home backwards? And they're like, no, that's what it was. And I was like, what did the back door look like? And they go, a regular door. I go, that's what I'm saying.
They were living backwards. Mike, that's all I got today.
Love it.
That's it. We got to get out of here. The boys will be covering for me for the next 2 days, and I say thank you for that. Happy birthday, Rob Spiewak.
Thank you, buddy. Love you.
52 years young. Glad you're still around, and have a great weekend, everybody. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Michael Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Make sure you check out the Michael Mara Bonus Show. Get it at michaelmarashow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Get off my property or I'll call the cops on you.
Hello, everybody.